Guys, it is another Friday and that means another video, and this week I'm really excited to talk to you guys about what I have. So when I was thinking about what to talk about this week, I really just didn't know, and I was just like, God, just show me what you want me to talk about. And I was in my car this morning, well actually yesterday, and it hit me what I wanted to talk about today. So today I wanted to talk about having hope and also being strong and courageous like we as Christians are called to be. So I wanted to just start by kind of telling you guys what has kind of been going on in my life and how God has been using that, and how those two things have really just been standing out to me and kind of tied in, and I have a couple verses to share with you guys as well. So to start off with, you guys know I've mentioned that I'm a music major in college. To just kind of shine a light on that, because it has come to my attention that not a lot of people know about this. As a music major, unlike other majors that finish their cores first and then go into their major classes, music majors come into college and from the get-go are doing music classes. And then our cores are kind of secondary, fit them in when you can. So we also have a lot of them at one time. So this semester alone, I'm taking 12 classes and 18 hours. And on top of that, I have a job, and so it's just been a lot. And so when I've said in past videos that I've been busy and kind of stressed, that would be why. And so along with the stress, it's just been really, really hard and difficult, especially within the past month or so. All the due dates, and as soon as I get everything together, I feel like everything starts to come back on top of me. And there's been a couple moments where I've just gotten really kind of like, oh my gosh, God, I can't handle this. Like, this is so much. And it's in those moments that God uses His Word to really speak to us. And so the first verse I want to share with you guys is Colossians 3, verse 23. And it says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters." To me, that's just a reminder that, like, even when I feel like I'm working really hard and nothing's really happening because of it, like, I'm not doing it for my teachers. I'm not doing it to impress other people. I'm doing it as if I'm doing it unto God. And so if you keep that in your focus, no matter what you're doing, and you do it as if you're doing it unto the Lord, first of all, you should be doing it to the best of your ability, because that's what He wants. That's what He deserves from us. But second of all, then He's your focus, not all the things of the world that are temporary. The other verse that I wanted to share with you guys that is just really awesome and really is the main point I want to hit home today is Joshua 1 verse 9. It says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." The phrase "be strong and courageous," it's in the Bible so many times. And it's funny because I feel like almost every time I read through God's Word or I read through a story, God says, "Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous?" And that goes along with everything. And I really think that even in the hard times of life when I'm like, God, I can't do it, He's our strength, and He's going to give us the strength to keep going, and we are to be strong and courageous in those situations. I also mentioned hope. Sometimes it's really hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and sometimes it's really easy to be negative and just all the time negative and everything's bad and, oh, my life is so hard and I'm so stressed. But it's in those moments that we need to first of all remember how blessed we are, and we need to remember how great God is and be thankful for the things that we have. And we have hope because we know that, okay, first of all, God is with us. It says right here, "Don't be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Jesus, before He ascended into heaven, after He rose from the dead, He said, "I'm going to be with you here on the earth, so go make disciples." And so to know that God is always with you, like, I kind of talked about this in a couple previous videos, how our relationship with God is so personal. Like, He's always with you. And so if He's always with you, there's no reason to fear. Like, we can be strong and courageous because we know that God is here with us and He's never going to leave us. It says in His Word, He will never leave us nor forsake us. Like, He's here with us right now. And so knowing that fact, like, that should be enough for us to say, let's be strong and courageous. And we should just have hope in the fact that God is always in control and He knows what's going on. And, like, there is an end to all of this, and there is a positive light. And on top of that, it does go back to what you're pursuing. And the first verse that I read about doing everything as if you're doing unto the Lord, if you're chasing after the things of this world that are temporary, that are not going to satisfy you, then you're always going to feel down like that, and you're always going to feel like there is no hope. But if you're chasing after God and you know that that's where your hope lies and your strength lies, and you're following after the things that are eternal, then that's a whole different perspective. A lot of the world that we live in today don't have that perspective, and they're not focused on God. They're focused on things and what they can get in themselves. And as Christians, that's not what we're called to be. We're called to be focused on God. And the other thing too to remember is that whatever you're going through right now, as I have said before, God has a purpose for it. Even the hardest, most unexplainable things in life, God has a purpose for. And sometimes later on we find out what that purpose is, and sometimes we don't. But the thing is, He always has a purpose for it. And so knowing that, we can walk through it with our head held high, being strong and courageous, knowing that God is with us the entire way, and knowing that whatever we are in for a reason. You're still here on this earth for a reason. God has a purpose for you and a specific plan for you, and you are unique and different from anyone else He has created, which is incredible considering the fact that there are billions of people on this earth. And God created you special, and God loves you, and He died for you, and He wants to have a personal relationship with you. And that's awesome. That's so awesome to know. So guys, there is hope, even in the hard situations, the stressful situations, when you're like, God, I don't know how to provide, like, I don't have the money for this. God, I don't have the time for this. God, I'm really stressed and I don't know how this is going to turn out. Give it to God. The Bible also says that we are to lay our worries at Jesus' feet. Give it to God, because when you can't deal with stuff, He can. And when we are weak, He is strong. So I just say this to just tell you guys, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Things are going to get better. I know for me, the past couple weeks have been such a struggle. And I remember leaving school today and just being like, yes, I survived another week. And I was so happy and excited. And I have about 2 weeks until spring break, so I'm just really looking forward to that. But just knowing that I survived another week that I didn't think I could, it was so encouraging, and it was so exciting. And so guys, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, even for the really, really, really hard things of life. There's hope, and we are called to be strong and courageous. So I encourage you guys, chase after the things of God, be strong and courageous, and have hope, because God is here, and God is alive, and God is working in you. So I hope this video encouraged you guys. Remember to subscribe down below and to like. And if you guys have any topics you want me to talk about in upcoming videos, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to know what you guys want to hear about. Also, I have recently made a Facebook page. It's just called Real Talk with Emma. So if you go on Facebook and you search it, give it a like, and you'll be notified through that media as well when videos are posted, and I can kind of chat with you guys and keep up with you that way too. So I love you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome week, and I will see you next Friday.